I'm back in there just in case Dave happens to show up a bit late or something.
Free prestige.
Somewhere.
Yeah, feel free to dogpile in.
Got. Can I have Morocco?
Nope.
Guess I'll just sit and do nothing for the rest of this session then.
Sounds nice. But you can probably go take Portugal.
Oh, excuse me. Taking Portugal.
Yeah.
Rather not, mate.
Well, it's not like you can do anything about it.
Yes, I can.
What you gonna do?
Just bear with me. Let me build a navy first, yeah? Let me get that sorted, then I can deal with it.
Come on, just let me have it.
Nah, go take someone else.
Go take Portugal. I support you.
Nah. Why do you want to take Portugal anyway?
Because they are states.
Running out
You
of
can
land
build
to take.
factories.
I need
Nah,
to
not
take
really.
something somewhere.
You can build factories there.
But Italy seems like an inviting target, doesn't it?
Right. You know,
take Italy instead.
The last time I became a target, it didn't go well for you.
For me?
Well, you lost land, I gained land.
No, I was fighting two front wars, so whatever. I had to
Yeah.
give in something.
That was just an excuse.
Oh yeah.
Do I have French back for taking Portugal?
French backing for what?
Taking Portugal.
Taking Portugal?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm tempted to take a bit of Portugal myself, but what do you mean by taking Portugal? Do you want to take mainland
I
Portugal?
want the state.
But that makes the map look ugly.
It does. Who wants?
I need people.
Oh, yeah. Take over Iberia.
But since you're my good old faithful ally, yeah, have fun.
Nearly a great power split gun.
France, will you join Spain in their war?
Are you saying that you're going to stop Spain? Because if so, then yeah, I'll join. And I'll send my navy over for a nice
Why would you do
courtesy
that?
call. Why'd I do
you
that?
don't-
Because Spain is an ally of mine, and it's in my interest to make my allies strong, and also to keep them in my good books, you know?
Nah, you don't need to do that, do you?
And vice versa.
Spain's not exactly a country, is it?
It's a bigger country than yours.
Yeah. Nah, not really.
Anyway.
Is it?
They will be.
Yeah.
No,
Nah.
that's shit, the team, but yeah. they'll be good in time.
I'm spending 500
Time.
on industrial subsidies right now.
At some point, mythical point in the future.
Yeah.
Having the 9th industry in the world is literally destroying my economy by subsidies.
Welcome
bad
to
thing,
Spain, Spud Gun.
Can't afford to put morale
And
up
then the
this time
fucking
around.
anarchists
España.
and socialists rebel over and over again. Because you're just not being socialist enough.
I don't have rebellions really.
If you play it from the start, you can get it to a genuine, like, 5th rate power by the end of the game, but that's the best that you can do. It's the
Hey.
Spanish.
I ended up as number 2. And almost
Yeah,
number
but
1
that's
last game.
for building fucking battleships. No one fucking. That's just inflating your score. You fucking.
That's
dope.
ridiculous. I ended up with almost the same pop as France and Germany and everyone else. So,
Yeah, but that game is a bit of an anomaly. I mean,
That's
Europe fought
ridiculous.
a world war for like 25 years.
that is ridiculous.
Yeah, that
They
World
are
War was,
They are
A
supposed
very
to fight for
realistic one.
wars.
they just had nothing happen. Well, I didn't like the peace treaty that nothing was signed over. I thought that
Well,
was
no one
a bit
would
of a fucking piss take.
accept anything. I mean, we could put into the rules that
I would have held.
you
I'd
have
rather
to
have held
accept
to the
the
wall.
peace.
I should have been able to get Sumatra. Come on.
But like
We
that's
should have
the,
at least had something.
that's the issue with the game mechanics, right? Is there's no way to really enforce the peace. Like you would just fight until 1936.
Well, the idea is you fight until the enemy country breaks. Which is possible to do.
You can grab a Portuguese colony, France, by the way.
Yeah, I think I will actually. I really want to grab one of their like little Mozambique sort of area places. As an ally, though, they're worthless to you, Austria. They really are.
So what'd you say?
As an ally, Portugal are worthless to you.
I know, but
Utterly worthless.
I mean they have no military. What?
Why didn't
Exactly.
you take a colony off them as well, Austria? I'm not stopping
Yeah.
doing that.
Well, you know
Just all
what?
dogpile
That's
on
actually a
them.
good idea.
Yeah,
That's
well,
not a
it'll
bad
be
idea.
better in our hands.
Yeah. All right then. Spain. We'll declare war at the same time, right?
I'm going to do a separate war myself, just so you
I'm
guys know.
justifying.
You
I'm
you can take Angola or something.
Separate wars are best for the infamy.
Yeah, I'll be up for Mozambique.
Well, I want Zambezi.
What is that?
It's the middle one.
Man,
That's what I'm going for, Zambezi.
you can go for that. Yeah. I mean, all these colonies aren't even that good, to be honest. It's all green. Hmm.
You should be able to peace out America with China.
But not plan to.
You shouldn't be allowed to just occupy them forever. That is completely ridiculous.
That's
Yeah,
right.
why are you
There's no rule
occupying them
against
forever?
it.
He's occupying them to get more.
Yeah,
Oh
you
yeah.
gotta be careful.
Okay. No. All right. This is my campaign. You don't say, "Hey, there's no rule against it," and then
Yeah,
do
I was
something
gonna say myself,
faggy
you
like
can't
that.
say that every single time.
You're playing the
everything comes
U.S.
up.
You're not occupying China to get immigrants. That is
Alright,
fucking
peace out.
gaming the game. You fucking dope. Don't do that. I'm sorry I called you a name there, but please. That your attitude is completely wrong. Do not do that.
The thing is, if we have the attitude of, although there's no rule against it, and this has happened over years of me hosting games, is what happens is you get this ever-expanding list of rules that just keeps on going. And
There should be
suddenly
like 2 rules.
You've got like 50 to 100 rules listed, and no one can remember them all. Cover every little gamey mechanic that has to be policed, you know, and it's like it's a fucking nightmare.
There's one rule.
Yeah,
Behave.
yeah.
That's all. That's the rule.
And then eventually I leave the game because I'm like, fuck this shit.
It's not enough rules. Fuck you, Manchester.
Fuck you, Manchester. People are just gaming the mechanics. I'm out of here.
It's a fine line. Like I do tend to go to. I lean more towards. Well, there should be a rule against it. I'm more in favor of that kind of approach. But when it comes to stuff like occupying countries for immigrants and things, I think that is silly. If that is your intention, at least, anyway. I have no idea what you're actually doing in China.
That was my intention, yeah, part
I
of
see.
it.
Well, you did
I just lucked out on
earlier in the
TV.
game release nations and then reintegrate them because they were the same culture group. It's just a little fucking
I mean, it's
gamey.
fine. He still got a ton of immigrants from doing that. But he just asked, like, you were not going to let him occupy
I was wondering why you
indefinitely.
would
That
bother
be
with a
insane,
China occupation.
insane. They assimilate really quick as well. The US has a bunch of assimilation bonuses. It's quite good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, what happened? Dixie's nearly gone in the US.
Immigrants.
Yeah, it's taken over.
gotta say, this is one of the better France games.
No,
It's
you
just
didn't.
been fairly good for France. I think in good part because of cooperation with the UK to grab up lots of Southeast Asia, which is a very profitable land.
It's a nice army all over my border, Austria. And you have
Hello,
the entire
Austria.
navy in my sea too.
Mm-hmm. I wonder what's going on.
Well, I've got an army on my border, so you can't invade me all of a sudden.
Well, no, I'm about to be invaded by Austria.
Are you?
Yeah.
You should probably mobilize them.
Well,
How's
what
that
are
short?
you doing?
Well, have fun, you two. Try and
Yes.
get along. Basically, you're in the worst era for attacking, so good luck, Austria, because you'll probably get torn to pieces by machine guns if he's any good. And it's not even like you get torn apart by machine guns, it's like you get utterly massacred. Cross those rivers at least, anyway. I hope you have a lot of artillery.
Well, that was a cute attack.
Austria, you'd be better off trying to beat him navally. And then launch naval invasions or something.
Yeah, just take Sicily.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
I'm declaring on Portugal now. I've made my declaration.
What are you doing, France?
I'm taking a bit of Portugal.
Without my permission?
I don't need your goddamn permission for every backwater colony on this planet.
What? That is ridiculous.
Don't give me this. Come on, you've heard us talking about Portugal for a while, and now you're like, oh, now you've declared I'm going to take issue with. Oh.
Make sure you don't overcommit Austria. You have way more troops than you need in that battle. It's in the hills and it's very small battles. You only need a couple stacks.
I can't believe the Austrians are bullying the Italians. Perhaps we should do something about it.
Well, I don't care, they should 1v1.
I mean, I don't know
Fight,
if you can
fight.
run policy through Switzerland.
I think it's
It's
more
really annoying.
in our interest as great powers, or greater powers, I should say, to egg them on for fun and profit.
Make sure you're moving your stacks.
Austria still has Venice, it's pretty good.
They're getting attrition in Vienna.
Yeah, and he's on the offensive, isn't he?
How did my navy die? Oh, right.
Oh no!
No.
How the hell is it minus 49% on battle?
Make sure you rotate.
Did you not supply your ships properly?
I have.
Well, I'm just killing your entire army at this point, so...
Rotate Austria.
Take Venice.
Yeah, I will. I really don't like the fact that I'm being attacked.
How ridiculous.
I've not fought a multiplayer battle before, so.
Fair enough. You'll learn very quickly. The stronger the loss you face in a war, the more you tend to learn.
Make sure you call out stacks that are damaged. Or they can't fight effectively.
Yeah, you rotate out damaged stacks that have extremely low strength organization, or both. More leaning towards low strength, you withdraw them out of the field by retreating them out of the battle while other stacks continue to fight. Those stacks will then recuperate and you send them back into the front line as needed. That is one of the key concepts of multiplayer battling.
And make sure you don't overcommit more troops than you need in each battle.
Yes.
For example, both you and Italy have more troops than you need to fight in that battle.
The amount of troops you typically need in a battle to achieve maximum frontage at this game going on 90 to 100,000 aside. You want to maintain roughly 150,000
Would you kill them?
in a
Oh, thank
battle
you
you're
so
taking
much,
seriously.
Shaggy. Holy shit.
Who's killing what?
The Chinese are trying to rebel against Russian rule.
Oh.
The Japanese are just killing them for him.
You're a good man, Shaggy.
I wonder why the
You're
Italian
good,
chose that
yellow,
province to attack.
salty-eyed man.
Well,
Verona,
no,
Padua.
he's actually attacking. The province was empty when they
Racist.
walk in there.
Praising you.
It's kind of silly that I still have samurai sprites on my units.
Wow, they actually elected the socialists into power.
Yeah, the exact socialists in my country as well.
But I want communists in power, so we're gonna put them in.
You're gonna put the fucking commies in power.
Aren't
You
communists
disgusting.
like anti-imperialist empire destroyers?
The liberals are jingoism.
I'm gonna check the fucking nationalists in again as soon as I can. Like the nationalists, not jingoism. Sweet, sweet jingoism.
Oh shit. I wondered why my economy was doing so well. All my factories are unsubsidized and closing.
Yeah. Should probably get back to subsidizing them.
Running a huge surplus of 2,000. That's because the Liberals got in and unsubsidized my factories, thus destroying them completely.
Yep.
Usually in the 80s, I start unsubsidizing stuff if I haven't already. Like call out
Yeah, well,
all
I'm
the
Spain.
the
I'm
shitty
Spain.
ones.
I'm using selective subsidizing. So I subsidize industries that need to be maintained for strategic reasons.
Oh, for God's sake, I don't even have the jingoism take another war goal off Portugal. This is
You can deal with one. I've only taken one.
this is also tiresome.
Yes, it is. Such is the colonial life, eh?
It's not even colonial life, it's a state.
Poor Spudgun, it's his game is Italy all over again.
You might need to start a second battle if you ever hope to break through. Just one battle looks like it isn't gonna go anywhere.
It's kind of cute that these like wannabe great powers keep fighting each other.
It says, I wanna be great power.
How is that
Well,
war going?
True.
He's number he was
It's a
number
stalemate.
4.
So
He is a
Austria,
great
since you're new
power.
to the whole multiplayer war and everything, 1870 tech onwards, so the period between 1870 to about 1900 is basically utter torture for attacking. You don't attack because it's suicide. The machine guns and defensive bonuses are so high that World War One is actually gentler than what happens in 1870 tech sort of attacks. 1900 makes it slightly easier to attack. You'll still take horrific casualties, but it's easier to attack. And then the 1819 techs actually make it fairly decent to attack, but you still need an advantage to attack.
Usually,
Attacking is a massive pain in the ass. You're better off finding routes around.
usually go after tanks and gas if you want to be attacking.
Yep. And artillery, artillery as well. Lots of artillery in the back line of combat, which can do tremendous damage, particularly in the late game. Because it gets so many bonuses and extra stat boosts and all this. That just makes it very, very, very powerful.
Kinda strange. Drilled. I was Austria on the defensive, or attacking rather. That battle. Did you retreat out of that battle, Austria?
What?
You're on the attack, you're on the offensive in France.
Yeah, I am.
This is just for evasion. I want to see how the war's going.
Yeah. It's not going well for me.
Fortunately, I don't think he can actually take anything off of you.
You say it's just for vision, but at the moment, as the US, you are allied to the UK, Germany, and Austria-Hungary at the same time.
Yeah, Germany and Austria are for evasion. Like,
We discovered
ally
Great
Germany
Wars,
makes you
right?
feel better.
Or did
But
we?
I think I was
Germany's
allied.
not even at war though, so how do you use them for vision?
I think I was allied to him.
their
when I got
previous
here.
war in the past.
Silly. I'm against allying countries with vision myself because it tends to lead to unforeseen consequences. If you've ever been pulled into a fucking destructive war through just having the alliance for vision at the time, doesn't go too well.
In
Yeah,
multiplayer,
but I don't
you
usually
just,
honor those call to arms.
You just step
honestly.
in the corner. You don't want to join. I mean, it's annoying and it blocks your vision. It beats going into stuff you don't want to do. Very big mistake. Retreating out of that battle.
Also, check for troops that have no artillery and just attack those.
This turn
Yes.
from a
That's a good
Italian
piece of
turn.
advice, actually. If you
Like
see
Brescia.
an infantry-only stack and you have like a very well-equipped artillery stack, or with all the little special units, you should be able to attack and win. Because infantry alone will be beaten by infantry and artillery, or engineers and hussars and such. And
Even
all
if
the
they
little subunits.
reinforce it, just force retreat out and you've inflicted more casualties, which is kind of a win, even if you lose a teeny bit of war score.
The loss of war score can be damaging though. So
Like
you
this is
gotta
gonna
be
be a
prepared for
stalemate.
it.
You're already at negative 50.
At this
so
point in the war,
no.
Italy could be abusing peace
Yeah.
offers.
Looks like a stalemate.
If Italy keeps offering white peace, he can break your war exhaustion.
You don't have to accept it, just put it in the corner.
It's
Exactly.
so ridiculous. It's such a ridiculous mechanic in the first place anyway.
Vicky 2 needs a better
it's
war
gamey
score
to send
system.
them, and it's gamey to
Yeah.
put them in the corner.
I mean,
It's gamey to
there,
issue them,
there is
gamey
no
to
rule
put-
about
yeah.
it, but I'm not a cunt, so I'm not guilty.
I think there's an acceptable time to sort of like force issue them, but you can always get around it by just not accepting them in the
I
first
think that
place.
would be when you fully occupied a war goal and the war's not getting anywhere. Like, you've got the war goal.
Like, I don't think Italy can do anything but white peace, because I don't think they can force them to 100, and they're not going to break through.
Honestly, I think Austria could break through if he just gets multiple battles going at once.
At this point, this one battle isn't going to do a whole lot.
What are you trying to do, Wesley?
Well, I try to be sneaky.
Yeah.
Nah, sneaky.
The battle width is only 6. Like, imagine with bolt action rifles and modern divisional structure.
Yeah, go away, Italy.
Not long till 1900, gents. Or at least not long at all.
A few months.
For vision.
No, I don't want you for vision.
Why not?
You're allied with him.
Oh, what have I done? I just want to
Being
see.
German.
I
I'm
want
German.
Galbert can have vision.
Yes, you can have vision. You're my buddy.
Ooh. Oh.
Why don't you give me vision? Why is it so mean to me?
It's fucking World War One all over again.
Feel abused.
Luigi Cardona. This time, the Italians have the high ground.
Yeah, I've got bloody Conrad von Oxendorf here.
Luigi Cardona killing the Italians.
Yeah, I was reading about the Battle of Caporetto, which is the
Which one?
12th battle of the Isonzo, technically, but
Yeah.
it was a massive Italian defeat that finally led to Cadorna being fired. It was ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. But the gist of it, of why it actually went so well for the Germans and Austrians, was that the Germans and Austrians employed all the new techniques that they'd sort of refined through the course of the war: stormtrooper tactics, use of gas attacks and artillery, and good coordination. The only thing that stopped the Germans from advancing like an incredible distance into Italy was the supply lines ran out. And that was it. That was it. They ran out of supplies and couldn't feed themselves, basically. So they advanced as far as they could possibly march. Before the supply system broke down, which is something like 100, 200 miles or something. Took a lot of ground, which is pretty distressing if you imagine like the Italian position. They, sacrificed hundreds of thousands of men for basically nothing, and then the Germans and Austrians turn around and take this massive swath of land with fairly low casualties, relatively speaking.
World War One was just an amazing expression of humanity's like stupidity.
It was a waste. It's just a waste. It's pointless. I had family who were called up against
Speaking
their
of
will
pointless.
and then got killed in combat. That's funny, isn't it?
Speaking of pointless, 2 more battles have just erupted in the Italian War.
Way.
Completely pointless.
What is going on? I can't comprehend what's going on right now.
It's actually a really smart move, Galbert, here to open up that battle. Cut off the Austrians in that battle. Oh, it's interesting. I like this.
Remember not to
If you want
retreat
some breath,
through. Don't retreat your troops through enemy troops.
Is there any rule against retreating them into the battle?
No, because that's retreating through them. If you're
want them to
encircled,
Well, it's
you're
not through
encircled.
them, it's into them.
Yeah, but it's basically the same thing. Because it means then that encirclements are pointless.
Galbert, you really need to be cycling out.
That's the reason why.
I mean,
Well, I don't
Yes,
think
I
this
know.
would be realistically an encirclement battle, though, because they'd just be attacking from the south, and they wouldn't be able to just encircle them.
both of you
They'd
need
be
to
able
be
to pull
cycling
back.
out divisions.
But that's not expressed through the game mechanics.
Yep. As usual, game mechanics faded a bit. A Hearts of Iron system would be better for the encirclement stuff. That's why we have the rule about retreating, so encirclement's actually possible. Otherwise,
I
you just
was-
retreat everywhere.
I mean,
I always thought sieges should be a lot faster, instead of getting slower throughout time.
it's completely ridiculous that Austria-Hungary has 2 level 5 attack
To
generals.
be fair,
and
though,
1+4.
this occupation is modelled, whereas in Hearts of Iron, occupation is not modelled. It's just
My
assumed to
point,
be
though, like when you get to
instant.
like the 1930s, like the 1920s, or just the 1920th century rather in general, it really shouldn't take that long. Besides for a few select fortresses.
Yeah, it really shouldn't.
Austria,
Especially
Belgium.
troop numbers
I
as
know
well.
Ran over in a month. You can't siege Belgium down to put players on it in like a month or anything. They just build forts.
Yeah, it makes forts somewhat useful. They were overpowered in the original Victoria game. I once played, well, I think the first Victoria game I ever played, where I went well over infamy as Austria, and turned it basically into a superpower Austria. And I was AFK for a week, and every human player in the entire game attacked Austria and lost. Because of the fortresses and such. They used to give attrition on surrounding units, so they got fucked by that. As well as the general army size. Right, well, we're in 1900, so it's a race for gas, eh?
Be patient, get
I'm-
anti-rationalism
I'm
before
too
getting all the
technical to
Meltech.
do that.
Yeah,
Does
but
the
I don't like to
Austrians
risk
race
it
war
too
now?
much. No, I did this last
What?
time. I went for rationalism and such.
Race war now
Got the
against the
prestige.
Austrians.
Oh yeah, you guys in the war should really be researching directionism. as a matter
The
of
Italians
course.
are all in.
All in.
All
Neither,
in. They got no backlines.
neither of the sides are recycling troops properly. All of them have all their troops in all the battles. It's
Oh
hilarious.
my god. Gents, recycle your troops.
Hey.
Recycle your troops.
Recycling.
I
I see it
discovered
recycling
something.
a little bit.
I think I got to the North Pole or something.
The only reason I think Italy might be able to win this war is because they're getting that surrounding. But if they can break them in Verona first, they're in trouble. They break them in Verona, it's bad news bears.
Oh, that's Brescia.
No, you can just.
Wait, you retreated into my country?
No, they
Alright.
broke into your country.
What?
You didn't retreat.
Troops are dead. They retreat. What the hell? You lost.
They
what?
can retreat so
I
long as
love
there's an
Don't
open
understand
province.
What happened there?
There's
You
no
lost the
guys in this
fight in
back line,
Brescia.
so they didn't die.
What is going on over there?
His dudes broke because they ran out of
Morale?
yeah,
Okay.
more organization. So they just walked back into his country because there's nobody standing there to stop him.
Yeah.
How does that work? Like nuances.
Well, he
of
didn't
this
retreat,
retreating
so I
rule?
don't think he broke any rules.
Yeah,
If the
my
troops
my,
there,
my
can you
people
just
broke.
retreat there.
Right,
Yeah, if so long
Yeah.
as there's an open province, you can just your guys. Will
that's
just go there.
Verona.
They
Not
ran out of
enemy
organization.
lines. You can retreat into enemy lines as long as there's no troops there. Got it.
Yep. As long as there aren't any troops present. The rule is specifically about retreating into or through enemy troops. If the enemy is not garrisoned their line, then it's fine. But you can't use retreat Also to advance out of a battle into enemy territory,
Oh no, I
which
didn't
is
do
something
that.
that should be specified.
That's
maybe a
important
bit
to
more clearly.
specify.
It is
Retreating.
specified. You shouldn't retreat out of battles to advance into enemy lands. Is that I would consider that a very similar thing, because you'd basically be retreating through the troops in the battle to get to that province. You know, you can't exactly retreat through the enemy's like fortified trench line to get to the ground behind them, can you? It's a bit silly.
Austria's pretty much won this, it looks like.
Looks like Italy's reserves are spent.
He wins
Or
this
you
battle, he
kick
can
out
start
bigger
splitting up his
population.
troops.
We
Yeah,
haven't.
bigger population.
We used to overwhelmed or just run out of supplies, Italy.
I'm going to send my fleet to observe.
Hungary, you should retreat a stack into Verona to reinforce the battle in South Tyrol.
Did you call me Hungary?
Yeah.
Did you literally call me Hungary?
Yes, I
You're
mispronounce.
half Hungary.
Do not
It's
call
not
me
that
Hungary.
bad. No description.
Call me Austria, not Hungary.
Austria.
Yeah.
Disrespect the Hungarians. Feel that should be possible.
No, that's Trent.
It's the color.
Did you give Italy Lombardy, or did France or something help them?
No, I had
I
a
took
fight to a
it.
front war with Italy and Spain.
Careful of attrition as well.
That one.
Like
Yeah,
did
well-
Italy form and then you got lost Lombardy?
You surrendered to Italy, and my troops died because he separate pieced out.
I don't know. I'd surrender if I was Italy. He's just gonna get stack wiped. It's gonna be even worse.
It's complete Italian route here. The Italians have straight up lost. I don't think they can recover.
Is there any sort of
can't- they
surrender
can't.
mechanic?
They can't
Your guys-
recover, actually, I think.
You can just
Like,
attack
you-
the 48k right there that are
They just attack
reinforcing.
them. Don't stop attacking. Just attack.
Yeah, they have
them,
no
they're dead.
organization. They're not reinforcing.
Looks like
Let's Krieg.
Well, I lost. It was a good fight, but I lost.
Yeah, good fight.
Son,
thanks.
son.
I was not expecting to win.
I'd surrender before your dudes get stack wiped.
Yeah, can we just
You
peace
can
out
pause,
now
I think. Yeah.
before
I've
my
paused the
population gets
game.
killed?
Mm.
you're welcome
Does
to.
Alright, so we've got Europe to decide this treaty.
Well, shouldn't you just want to take my colonies instead?
I've got a couple of things I want to take.
Well, then I'll unpause if you want to continue the war for the sake of taking stuff.
Wait, you want to
Yes.
retreat out of the battles first and just don't attack each other?
Well, that's what.
Okay, shall we call ceasefire? Let's pause the game. Pause ceasefire.
Yeah, don't stop
Britain,
attacking.
Britain
Okay.
wants to know what people want.
What from what? From what?
Don't tell him.
I only want 2 states from Italy.
2 states.
Two states.
Yes.
You can
Not too
take.
bad.
You can
I can take 2
reclaim-
states.
Be happy.
I can
One
take
entire war.
Lombardia,
You can be happy.
and I want to
with
take
one.
Piemonte.
Well, that's
Piemonte.
Absolutely not. I will
Piemonte is
I'll
too much, I
intervene on
think.
Italy's behalf if you want.
So
to
will
take
I.
Do you not
Piemonte.
think-
Wait, who's saying don't intervene? Who's saying
intervene.
that?
I'm not having a border with Austria.
Who's saying that?
France and
Me,
Britain.
France.
I'll intervene. How about that?
Go
Okay,
for it.
no,
I
no,
have the
okay,
biggest land army
okay,
in
no
Europe,
Piemonte
apart from
off the
Russia.
table.
Outside of Russia, I have the
Alright.
biggest
I think
land army.
Lombardia
You know what I
and
mean?
Romanga
Okay.
makes sense.
I
I
have
don't
the
want to
largest
take
land army.
Romanga.
Oh shit.
Lombardy is
Uh,
fine.
Germany's
for
not exactly
colonies.
renowned for its
Take
army
Chad
right
or
now.
something.
No, Germany has the smallest army I've ever seen.
Yeah.
You want to attack into it? I'll be glad.
Now Romanga's too weak.
It's too tiny to attack into.
Yeah.
I can't attack around it.
But gents, you signed this peace or not?
Lombardia and
Okay,
Why
okay,
don't you
okay.
just
I
take
think-
your cold
Here's what,
back?
Lombardia and Emilia. How about that?
You want to cut me off from Piedmont? You don't even have cores in Emilia.
So,
Mm.
right,
Cut him off is a bad move.
conquest.
Why don't you just take
Full
cores
annexation.
back?
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Established
annexation,
protectorate
obviously.
by this
Right.
civilized country.
Are you signing a peace now or what?
Do you agree to the terms, Italy?
I mean,
Or I
you're
siege
you're
Rome?
completely fucking me over with that peace treaty. I just
I know.
took my cores back one state when I could just take all of it. You just
have
want to
cores in
kill
the
me
land.
exactly.
Could be worse.
I'm
Could come
unpausing.
back.
You guys are too indecisive.
Austria
Retreat
could have come back
out of
in
the
the other war.
battles, guys. If you're gonna pause.
Alright, here's what, Italy, here's what. I'll give you a good deal. I'll take your Sicily, and I'll take Lombardia.
This
How
will
about that?
It's not going to be easy to hold.
What? You're
He
taking
has a bigger
Sicily?
navy.
Yeah, but I want Sicily.
You're taking Sicily, you say?
I'm taking Sicily back, yeah?
Hmm.
So is that it? I'm being punished for defending a war?
Hmm.
Yeah,
I've
losing
been
kind
punished
of
for
sucks.
killing so many Austrians.
I think Austria should be happy with the one state they can take.
Yeah, I think that as well.
That's just taking
Okay.
back.
Stay in
though.
a
That's
colony,
not,
man.
that's
I'm
not
not
hurting
totally
Italy.
opposed to taking Sicily because Sicily is undefendable.
Yeah, you can take Sicily if I can take it from you later.
Exactly.
Alright. I'll give you a... as a state. Alright.
Just letting you know, Austria. Things go south. Germany's gonna help.
Alright, France is mobilizing in response to German mobilization.
I did that like 5 minutes ago.
How do my
Okay, well I'm mobilizing.
Fine.
It's a slow response, but one nonetheless.
This is why, like, that kind of response time is why
Alright, I'm
France
just...
got
I'll just
partially
take it.
occupied during World War
I'm
One.
tired with all these,
Right,
complaining.
well good luck, because
That's it.
There we go.
I don't want to cause a World War One, do I?
World War II. World War One. Yeah,
Well,
sounds good.
Italy versus
You
Italy.
just
Pretty
took
sure
Lombardy.
you do want to
could've
pause
Yeah,
that
just
at this
as-
point. I think we're ready. We're ready.
I'm
Right, can
safe.
we unpause?
Yeah, and what? Let me just... I've got so many people, Jesus.
Right, yo.
I'm so in debt.
I'm so poor.
I see Germany is demobilized. I'll demobilize in response to them. Get back to
No.
my more important things.
Now is the time to mobilize harder.
Oh, don't go with me into war. I'm not going into offensive war. Not at this point.
I just lost about 10 brigades from rebellions. Fuck aye.
There's still more of the world to carve up.
You should demobilize Austria unless you're planning on invading someone else.
No, not after that cluster. Rather not.
I might want to increase soldier pops to recover what you lost.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Yep. Same for you, Italy, as well.
There's a 5% the max for soldiers.
It's the max that
5.1,
promote
I
through
think.
focuses, yeah.
Alright.
It's about that much. Anything extra is just luck, I guess.
No, I've gotten 5.1 routinely.
I'm on the second.
I've
flight.
had 6.
Well, I'm saying anything above about 5.1 or so is luck. You can't really engineer it to
Jesus.
go up beyond
Is
that.
your game moving, guys?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
It jumped like 2 weeks for me.
Yeah, second.
The check times. Everyone's in
I'm
sync.
fine now, but it's
Yeah,
just
just now.
Might have been the mid-year save.
I once fucking declared war on someone and then got that like 2-week lag right at the beginning of a war. Can't remember which one it was.
The Scottish nationalists, though. They want independence.
They wish. Not a chance in hell.
Poor Gandhi.
Hey, Italy, look at the bright side, right? Now we can get fascists easier.
Revanchism. I'd see some jingoism, which is nice.
Right.
This country's utterly useless. What am I supposed to fucking do? I can't fund my army or navy.
You're not supposed to have an army or navy.
Austria. Can't you just admit that Switzerland is mine?
Yeah, you're really supposed to play one of the great
I mean,
powers in this, unfortunately.
Switzerland's really useless in the war. I didn't use Switzerland because I didn't know if I was cheating or not. Like, I retreated back to Switzerland. I'm not sure if that was cheating, so I just didn't use them for the rest of the war.
Technically no, but like, it's not good to use or really abuse military access.
Yeah, so that's why I didn't use it for the rest of the war.
Yeah. Like, there are limits on there's reasonable uses of military access, and then there's unreasonable. Unreasonable is using it to hit and run, or to just find holes in the enemy's border and force them to garrison the entire length of a border on like a wide front. So, for example, if it was like Germany attacking Austria through Russia's border, for instance, and then just pick in wherever they thought was weaker on the Russian border, that would be a gamey abuse of it.
Alright.
Especially because Austria cannot then retaliate by attacking into Russia, so it's very silly.
Yeah.
If you could, then it would make sense, but, you know.
Portugal a player. Otherwise they're getting declined.
No, they're not.
Russia will Turco war.
So, do you guys think I'm relevant now?
Who are you?
I just wanted
glad
great
Great
power
Power.
senpais to notice me.
Who thinks they're relevant?
Well,
If it makes you feel better, Austria, I've always recognised you.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
Austria. You've always been there. Oh,
Always
brown
been
and
there.
whatnot. No one else
Seventh
is
place.
like
Or Austria. Austria's
There's
a
no
hard
one else your
nation to
color.
play.
like not even Serbia is your color. You proud.
Oh yeah. When you zoom in, you can't tell the difference between me and Serbia.
Yeah, you can. It's when you're a lot darker than they are.
Only a tad bit.
Oh,
Try
Have
and
you
zoom
ever
in.
it's a game crash.
You ever thought about invading the Ottomans?
Yeah. Oh, Russia's doing it.
I think I've crashed, friends.
How you doing?
You crashed.
Well, it's frozen. I don't know if I've crashed. Oh no. Oh, there it goes.
Just
There
lag.
it goes.
It's just like,
Yeah, it gets pretty laggy now.
The
Then.
lag. The lag. Russia, you're getting beat by the Danish
Danish.
over in your Baltic land.
What's the?
Come
What? Oh, there you are.
They're gonna get stack wiped.
Where are they? Oh,
Oh,
Those-
too late. I
those
thought you
little-
had it under control, so I didn't say it earlier.
Those little cheeky cunts. I didn't even know that they were attacking.
I didn't know I gave them military after this. I guess they, I don't. They just are walking through me because we have an alliance. Feels bad. Why don't you build boats? Does that mean coal? That's a strange problem to have in Germany. Who's eating all my coal? Is it you, Austria?
we need more coal.
Nah.
You need to stop eating my coal. I need your coal plus my coal. You understand?
How about you give me your coal?
How about you stop being a bully?
I'm not bullying anyone.
Bully diddly. You're
I'm
thinking
not-
about bullying Ottomans.
I'm not conscripting North Italian artillery right now.
Why don't you garrison the Italian border?
I have, haven't I? There's truce anyway.
Trying to use some sort of strange roundabout border because it's more effective. Your game. They do have a river. And
There's a massive
very
river.
large forts.
Yeah.
It's not the worst place to defend.
Next time, can I call Switzerland into a war and then use them? It's like
If they're in the war, you
a
can
launch pad. Because I didn't know I was cheating first time, so yeah. Oh, that's gas attacks.
You know, I really don't get it. I can't get past like 5k monthly population growth. I have almost all the techs to raise the population growth, but I
Who are
can't
you?
get past it. Italy.
Italy. Well, your country isn't the biggest, but I would expect a little bit more than 5k. You have.
Are you
It's all these,
immigrating?
6
it's all
million
these
population.
pop-up
Disease,
windows
yeah.
and me lag.
Do you have a disease going on, like a pandemic?
No, I don't.
A lot of immigrants leaving? Not really. Not sure, you should have more than that.
Yeah. And it's been like that for the entire game.
You'd have more like 10 mil, not 10 mil, 10k. Get 10 mil, we'd have to ban you.
I'm getting 33k right now, so that's pretty good. Oh, Japan. What are you doing, mate?
Taking Oman.
I don't appreciate you taking Oman.
Oh, I'm gonna do it anyway.
I don't appreciate that. Although I still can't do anything about it.
I feel when bullied.
Still haven't built the Suez Canal, man. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Not-
I was actually considering going to war with you for C9.
But after seeing the Austrian-Italian
Oh,
war, you were scared, weren't you? Yeah, that's why you didn't take it.
Sure.
Alright. So, everyone cool with me taking Sinai at least?
I'll build it if you
far.
don't take it. Yeah.
I do wonder how many people are actually killed in that war.
I think I don't have enough text. What's your tech? How many Navy techs
You
you
can check in the decisions menu what you need.
have? You have 18, well, I had 14, so that's probably why.
You just need iron steamers and machine tools.
Yeah, I'd have got it. I'm building it right now. It's going to benefit you guys way more than me, but whatever.
Well, it's one of those things that if you don't build it, you're gonna get ganged for it.
Yeah. But then who's going to own it apart from me?
I'll go on it.
Nah. I've owned it since 1840.
Oh, you're taking too long. Austria, that's not very nice. They're more civilized than you.
No. I'm just mad at taking my sphere.
Is
To be
Russia on the
honest,
voice
you should
channel?
be annexing those little miners because otherwise other people will.
Is
Go on.
Manchester in the voice channel?
The miners in the Middle East you should be annexing.
Yes, it is.
No, yeah, I have a war goal against Portugal now. Let's not forget about that one. Oh, by the way, Italy, you have reactionaries in like the desert.
Hmm?
Reactionaries in your desert.
Well, they keep fucking rising all the time.
Fucking Russian economy is hilariously overpowered. But it's so broken. So broken. I think it's not Germany. Russia needs some kind of malice to its industrialization ability. I do think it's too powerful, as is.
Maybe nerf the literacy start or change their starting tech group.
And they already
Both,
start
to be
completely
honest.
illiterate.
They do start backwards, but their potential is unreal. I mean, in vanilla, you have the balance of them not being able to get the population growth, but because we've altered it so that the eastern countries can get pop growth, you have a situation in which you have, any competent player on Russia can basically get it to a hilariously high fucking level of industrialization. In reality, at this point in history, Russia was still well behind the Western powers, only industrialized under the Soviets.
Well, the game is alternate history. I mean,
Yeah,
Alternate
but alternate history, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, because, a competent player is going to make the country a lot
I
better.
think that Germany just hasn't been that strong in these games we've had.
But just not bullied Russia enough.
It's impossible. It's impossible for Germany to match Russia.
It's just the amount of the national pop that Russia has. It means that he can have more pops
Yeah,
and factories.
I think it should be some kind of technological weakness of Russia. So it has population, but some kind of malice to its ability to use tech. I think that's the best way to balance Russia in a thematic way. Because otherwise, you basically run the route of keeping Russia from having a large population, which I think is very ridiculous given the nature of Russia and its propensity for, throwing people at bullets.
Bow action rifles. But USA, why'd you have troops in China?
oh, I forgot about
Up in
those
Tianjin.
troops.
Yeah, sure you did.
I did actually.
Let's see your population now. Whoa.
Yes, one Sinai, give it over quickly, and it will all be over.
Oh, this is.
I suggest giving it over.
An unprecedented act of aggression.
Yeah.
President, please. And I won't destroy your forces in Africa. Just don't kill yourself.
Is the Suez not built? Oh, it is.
It is, it just wants it.
It wasn't when I started the declaration.
I know.
This is
I wish it
Maybe
could spiral,
the,
so.
the European powers gonna help.
Well, I'm not siding against the UK, so good luck getting past his navy.
Yeah, not that many ships. It's only like 500.
Go, goats, go!
I just wanted Sinai to build the canal.
Russia.
Oh, there is no canal, so
If you
let's
want to go,
let's
build a goddamn navy.
let's
I don't need a navy. I could just invade India.
You've already got a canal. You can go. You can
Nah,
go past.
he has a point there.
I'm not going out of this war with nothing. No, I spent infamy. Actually, I didn't because I got it for free, but still.
Exactly. How about I give you
You're not taking just
Zanzibar?
Sinai.
Do you want that?
Zanzibar.
Yeah, my southern colonies in Africa. We trade that for peace. Yeah, how about that?
Sure. sure, but then I have to add it as a war score. War goal. What's wrong with Sinai?
You're not just taking Suez. You're taking.
I want a clean border in Egypt.
Well, it will be clean. You don't own anything
won't
east
be.
of it.
I was going to. Just dancing around Egypt. Do you even have troops in those boats?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I can load enough troops into my boats to destroy your armies in Africa. I'm just waiting for you to see what you're gonna do.
There's a good thing about not having colonies. It's that the UK can't bully you.
Well, there's something. There must be something we can trade. Yeah. With civilized Europeans.
I'll do humiliate if you want,
Okay. And that's just it, right?
but I need to add a war goal. It's gonna take a while to make it tick up.
Don't you already have No, I don't.
How the fuck are there rebels on Kamchatka, like this peninsula over here? Like,
Still angry at Japan for purposely getting reactionaries in China.
So,
Bad Japan.
What are you talking about?
Fascism getting
I haven't done anything.
fascism is 3 years.
Austria, you could have stopped Japan from taking Oman. It's just for you to walk there. It's all your spheres.
I don't want to. I'm fighting 3 wars. Would be anyway.
It's gonna take a while to get this war score ticking, I think.
Yeah.
It's probably easier if you just let me occupy the war goal, and then the war score will go up.
That doesn't sound right, does it?
Sounds completely right.
Man, these core Mexican ports here. Very juicy.
Yeah, you taking Mexico is basically you taking granted. You actually gonna annex them fully?
I hope so, eventually, if I have the infamy.
Last US game I played, I managed to actually annex them fully, which was nice. Just that was
45
so much better.
infamy? I could do it if I do nothing else. I could probably just annex them, yeah. Look at that, I just got an event to lose 3 infamy. Look at that. Magic. Stuff.
I'll let you occupy stuff for war score, okay, UK?
How sweet.
Alright.
Almost
What's that, a
there.
braying donkey in the background?
I now have every mechanization technology in my factories. None of them are turning a profit. I'm spending most of my economy on subsidies just to have an industrial score that can get me to 9th in the world. What is the point of this? What am I supposed to do?
Despair.
Life is a struggle.
Feels bad, man.
But I play this, forget about that. And it's just it's shit as well.
I always try and forget, but I always remember.
Be America, have 100% tariffs and still make a lot of money. Have factories completely
I would have
profitable.
100% tariffs, but they only make me 100 a day. My tariffs do
All mine are profitable right now. And have been not profitable already closed a long time ago.
I feel like if I wasn't in the French sphere of influence, my economy could flourish. But
You're probably right about that.
You're 100% wrong.
I will take it, but I need to keep the war going a bit before I can add another war goal. Or you can just give me Sinai, and it will all be over.
Nah, this is the crowning jewel of the Austrian Empire.
I kind of want Sinai though, so I think I'll stick
I
to
don't
it.
think. I actually.
Yeah, Sinai's nice.
No, it's not. Trust me, it's full of Egyptians.
That's the charm, isn't it? Alright, I'll give you time to evacuate. If you really want to fight, we can fight, but I just landed 200k there.
This is disgusting.
You know, I love you guys for such actions. You can fight, but I just landed 200k there.
What's a good way to influence bureaucrats to move to colonies?
This is disgusting. This is.
Come there and encourage immigration.
Encourage them in the colonies.
Focus.
Encourage immigration, that useless focus, that is nothing.
Thank you. See, it still looks pretty, it doesn't even look like I have it.
No, Joe, the only way is to just
Besides
encourage bureaucrats in the colony.
people just moving, there's no
Does that even work though, really?
Yeah, it does a little bit.
a little bit. Not worth it though.
That was my first colony.
Yeah, pretty much. I was hoping you guys would be able to tell me something I don't know, but it's a fucking nightmare.
Just
Civilizing these
encourage
places.
bureaucrats in the colony.
Wonderful.
Yeah, but I'd rather encourage like craftsmen or clerks, you know?
Well, do that after you make them into a state.
No.
Okay, just
No.
don't have any of your colonies as states then if you don't want to.
I have like half of my colonies as states, don't give me this. Check the civilization map modes.
That's a bad thing, because if they get occupied, you'll get war exhaustion.
Yeah, well they're not going to get occupied, are they?
Are you sure about that?
Pretty sure, yeah.
Everybody, yeah.
Besides,
in
They
France.
give me
now.
good industrial regions in Africa.
If I can take down your literacy as well.
It does matter.
Like, imagine
So
having all those Africa contribute towards your overall literacy score.
Don't know, let me check some of these places. So I think they're quite literate.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, literacy's surprisingly okay.
It might be on a Spanish level at best.
Whoa,
Probably,
Japan and
yeah.
Yemen is like literally the same color.
Anarcho-liberals in China.
So's Macran.
Don't give Shogo any
Oh, yeah.
ideas.
Look. Yeah, Japan basically already owns that, so you don't need to invade Yemen, do you?
Right, I'm gonna put up to speed 3 and see if the game holds a little. I feel it is going a bit slow.
I would rather cede all my territory to France and just play co-op with France than do this. This is shit.
Do you want to swap into
No,
Sure.
just stick with Spain. Stick it out for God's sake.
I'd rather co-op with someone now.
I can't be that
Call
bad.
with me.
You haven't even got modern railways and such, you know?
Leave the sphere. Like, it's that bad. He's obviously not being a good ally.
Oh, shush. The other powers have been fighting me for your sphere for a long time. Hey, Japan.
I'll do anything you wish, my master.
Goddamn right. Need to step up tank production.
This looks pretty. Maybe we should connect my two Africas.
See, this is what happens when you give an int.
Exactly.
Oh, look, southern Serbia.
Now he literally has an ability to declare another war in Austria.
I'll back Serbia in this, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'll jump on the bandwagon.
Is this
Serbia.
like
Good
perpetually
old
laughing?
Serbia. I don't know.
Who is this laughing person I'm hearing? Tell them that Victoria 2 is not a laughing matter with all these millions.
Oh wow! I've got a 5 attack, 4 defense general. Nice. Lazar Murat, School of the Bayonet and Implacable.
Murat. He's a fuck. That's the name of a bloody Napoleonic marshal as well.
Yep.
That was quick.
I didn't even get the chance to press support side.
I didn't even lie, I even pressed it, it just auto accepted it.
Japan managed to support it. I just sat there and mass clicked until it popped.
Ooh, Wanaka liberals.
Is the HP mod any good for multiplayer?
I don't know about multiplayer. It's pretty good for single player.
What is?
HPM?
Oh, the historical project mod.
Yeah.
Haven't played in a long time. I don't know if it's any good these days.
No, I just play Pop Demand.
Oh god, why? Why?
Got loads of events, innit?
Silly though.
I mean, the sub mod of Pop.
You can call
Console
the
Europe.
local federation with HPM, can't you?
I just invent an economic research
What
called
are you gonna
double
play vanilla
standard.
and single player, Joe?
Sorry? But you saying I play vanilla and single
Are you
player?
gonna play this in
occasionally?
single player? What for?
It can be good if I play stuff like Argentina and single player on this.
The Netherlands went communist.
You can have some wonderful games with Argentina and Chile. You play single player. You become a good, great power with each of them as well. It's very challenging. The hard part is colonizing, which can be very, very difficult, but possible.
Joe, I need help in the Philippines. I just lost to a 1k stack of rebels. Just beat my fucking 17k stack. Help.
Oh, for God's sake, you'll be fine.
Have you got transports? Have you got transports in the region? I need help.
You fucking piece of shit. I'll send you an army. She'll have it in a month, maybe.
Jesus.
Oh, don't give me this. I'll be on its way.
Oh look, China wants an alliance.
Yeah, not in a few unless you have Sphere.
I'm sending out Clipper
me one
transports
as well.
from Europe, taking a stack there, but that's going to take like a million years.
Right, African troops are on the way. Well, I'm not even sure if they're African, but they're from Africa. Can you give me some access?
Yeah.
There you go.
There we go.
I can't lose the Philippines. They're all I have.
Are they nationalists?
Yeah, it's bad.
Oh my god! You need a better garrison over here.
Beating- a one stack should be enough, but
How come my own rebel issues? Fucking commies.
I just beat the 1k stack. Yeah.
Good job, Spotgun.
You know what's nice? Funding your army is a good idea.
No,
Yeah,
that's
but it's
just
crippling my
overrated.
economy just to do this. It's completely crippling my economy. I'm going to go into debt and go bankrupt if I keep funding my army for this long.
Why don't you go for the 15k still?
They're going to fucking win.
My forces are almost there, almost in theatre.
It's even casualties against rebels here, Jesus Christ.
Well, I'm going to stamp on them with my gas attack in about now.
Ah, there we go.
Hello. Well, there's no gas attack because you're here, but
I'll just retreat, my guys.
The fucking commies!
yeah, there's a lot of commies.
Why can't
Alright.
they be fascist?
They're wiped out. I'll go to feed the other stack now. Let me lead the attack.
I'm just moving my people back to Manila.
Britain's to the rescue.
Britain's helping too, it's nice.
Britain, why are you helping? We need them to declare independence so
So it
Japan
costs
can
even
swoop in
more.
and
So the
save,
Japanese
save
can
the-
protect
save the
them.
day.
So it costs even more for you to take it, you mean?
No, they'll be uncivilized.
Hmm. Well, I don't want you to have it anyway.
The rescue team that I sent from Europe is just arriving in the east now. I'm gonna
Of course
send them
it
to
is.
deal with French communists.
I'll move to occupy Yolio or whatever that is.
I'll send my rescue force to Acha instead to attack those French communists.
Alright. Looks like we've cleared out the commies in
Attacking into mountains.
the
Here we go.
mainland.
You know, the only fun I have in this game is when I kill Italians.
Oh, that's so mean. What did they ever do to you?
They became communists.
Can't they?
No, they can't. It's so annoying.
I'm communist, so you got a problem with that?
Yes, I actually do have a problem with that.
Communist
Wait.
kingdom.
You actually have a
Disgusting.
communist
No
party.
wonder your economy's terrible.
Shots fired.
Yeah. Damn right shots fired because your industry is barely above mine.
Who are you?
France.
Well, we have about the same national pop, so it doesn't make any. So it makes sense that we have roughly the same industry.
Not with the lead you get.
As long as you keep the same percentage of people occupied in factories as I do, then it should be about the same.
Manchester was playing. He had it up to like 50% craftsmen all over the place.
Yeah, but he has twice mine in France.
No, but I mean when
National
he was playing the UK.
Ah. Well, I mean, I'm focusing craftsmen as well as his.
He had it up to like 50%, and he was number one in the world for the whole game in industry.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Japan, would you mind not influencing Spain? Because it's just wasting your influence.
I don't have anything else to influence, so...
Oh, don't give me this. You've got a whole world to influence.
What? Like what?
And you're like, nah, Spain. That's a good way to waste my influence away.
Influence something of America's.
Screw you. No. Just do
I-
it, emulate, or...
He doesn't like you, so I figured. Why do I get a fucking baby boom in British Guyana? How fucking useless isn't that?
Man, why don't you influence the South Madagascar state? Why not?
Yeah, there's a little island.
That's pointless.
Why couldn't I get in like
Can I add
Northeast
it to South
England or
Madagascar?
I'm
something?
not even sure if I'm influencing them. They're so useless.
Mm,
They got like more than 500 people now.
I'm gonna spend 22 infamy and conquest fucking South Madagascar state. Can I do it?
No, because it's my puppet. My glorious
They're
puppet.
just your ally.
Holy shit, they actually rebelled against me, did they? Oh, whatever, I don't care. They don't matter.
Monarchy.
They don't matter.
My truce is almost up with Portugal, actually. I'll take them a bit.
Yeah, I was thinking of attacking Portugal again.
Oh, Japan's fucking defending them now. Vol-
I don't know, Japan, you're actually going to defend Portugal.
Not really, no.
Okay.
Not some nice rebellions, but
How do you have 800 ships?
Well, I need to beat the American Navy, don't I?
My American Navy's frigates don't even go over my naval limit yet. Not just frigates.
Silly frigate spam.
Oh, there's not just frigates, there's some good ships in there too.
Yeah, I imagine there are.
I
Frigates
have a very high naval supply limit.
you never do. They'll be all destroyed by one battleship.
No, they're not going to be good against battleships, but I have a lot of cruisers, so...
I wonder what would win, 1,000 frigates or one battleship.
1,000
Honestly,
frigates
we should
without a
try it.
doubt.
It actually freezes the game because it has to calculate like the firing between the 1,000 ships and the other battleship. If the game doesn't crash, the battleship will win though.
Really?
Speaking from experience.
Alright, Manchester.
You got some tough experiences there, Manchester. You must have seen some shit.
The game froze a lot, basically. was the experience. That was a game I did with Slazer's group.
Oh Jesus, you've played with them.
Mhm.
I've never had good experience with those chunts. They tend to go extremely gamey. I don't know, and it sort of takes away from my flavor of the period.
Takes away from your immersion.
Yeah. It's the kind of mentality where basically they reduce the entire game down to min-maxing and a set of numbers. And it's like, we're not playing like a historical game in any way, we're just running numbers, and it feels a bit spreadsheety, you know? It's like you don't do that for gaming, specifically. I don't know how to describe it properly, but it just min-maxing taken to an extreme, let me put it that way.
So what do you think, how many sessions have we got left?
Possibly 2. Depends on how the wars go. It's likely we'll have a Great War at some point.
Yeah, Austria.
What are you talking about?
I
That
think
was a
we'll be fine
rifle
for that at
Austrian
some point.
clay. I have calls on it. Look at this.
So do I.
Yeah, but you don't deserve it.
Oh, you're gonna see what I deserve, which is nothing.
You see, since you have a weak industry, do you? Yeah. Be better
Oh,
under
you
my
know-
hands.
You know, I'm
Did you
losing
declare war?
Pokemon. I'm
But
even
Yunnan
lose
and
Pokemon,
Guangxi.
but I will bleed you like a pig again.
No, you won't.
Yeah,
Did
we.
you
I'll be
invade
ready.
Yunnan and Guangxi to put them
That
in your
was
sphere?
literally my first player versus player war, so be better next time.
I didn't have much more experience in these wars. More than you, to be honest. I was just playing the second fiddle in previous wars.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah, I did.
Of course, you'll be playing other players' fiddles.
Yeah, you can play my fiddle.
Nah, or not.
Gee, the thing is,
You know
is
it
it
wasn't.
just me or did things get really hot in here?
I mean, Spudgun loves playing France's fiddle, for sure. He is France's fiddle. Look at how the map looks.
Yeah, pretty much.
Japan, can I take land from Portugal?
What?
Can I attack Portugal?
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
You know, it actually reminds me of something.
Right, Spudgun, what are you taking from Portugal?
Oh, another 10 infantry hit, that's what I'm taking.
Okay. I'm probably going to go for the Mozambique area then.
Yeah, I'm just taking another state.
I mean,
Take some more
you can't
fucking
take
grain.
Mozambique.
I'm taking Marks.
Oh yeah, whatever that is. Lorenco.
It's actually quite a relief to not care about infamy hits because you've got nothing else to use it for.
Yeah.
Taking a huge infamy hit, so if I was playing a real great power, I'd be devastated, but I don't care. It's good.
Belgium is very good. Influencing.
How do you guys get like 800 ships?
Because they're building frigates.
Yeah, they're building frigates.
Is that
I have a
even
lot of
effective,
flippers.
though?
Well, yeah,
I've never played with people who've built frigates en masse. Like, I genuinely do not know if it's that effective a
If
strategy.
you played with the slaves,
It's good early game. It falls off late game.
Because as far as I'm aware, frigates get butchered by like cruisers and such.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You know,
Early to
more,
mid game, they're useful.
I can't build battleships
But
because I don't
how
have any coal.
effective is the chaff mechanic then? I assume you're going for.
The reason I get frigates personally is because I don't have enough steamers for all my cruisers, so hey, I can't really resupply those ships, might as well build lesser ships. They're shitty.
Well,
Just
how,
cannon
how
fire.
effective would a fleet of frigates with just chaff back in dreadnoughts be against a fleet of, say, a mixed complement of dreadnoughts and cruisers?
You have to see that. I think it's going to be ineffective.
I would
That's the
have
reason I
thought
built them.
Commerce Raiders were the best screens you can build.
No.
Are they not?
The thing is, Commerce Raiders like steamers, and you might as well just build cruisers or battleships or dreadnoughts.
But why would you be restricted by the amount of steamers?
Well, I mean, from my point of view, it's all about the supply rate. And commerce raiders take 3, and frigates only take 1, so you can have 3
That
frigates
too.
for 1 commerce raider.
Remember when you guys run out of canned food in the middle of massive Great Wars and can't resupply your units?
Commerce
Same
Raiders,
goes for repairing.
Commerce
my
Raiders get a
logic.
lot of buffs from tech.
Yeah, they
So-
do.
For them.
I mean, isn't it still the like the numbers like when you build them that
Like,
counts? So-
in the age of iron steamers, you can get torpedo boats research, which boosts Commerce Raiders a lot. Gives them more attack and a +4 to hull. It's really good.
Honestly, I think I built too many frigates. I only want like about 300 in my fleet.
Hmm.
How effective are torpedo attacks in this game?
Very effective against anything that's not light ships, basically.
I've never really looked into the effect of torpedoes in particular. I tend to just throw navies at other navies. You don't get many opportunities to have like late game naval wars. I did years ago. But, I think that was under a House Divided.
House Divided was a different story, where you build ports
Yeah.
in every province,
Yeah.
and there was there a naval limit? Did it matter?
I don't think so.
I mean, I just remember spamming cruisers, like thousands of them or hundreds of them. Maybe like
Yeah. Remember dreadnought spam in the late game as well. There's just so many. Just have like fleets of like 500 ships a piece, you know. I remember chasing enemy fleets of the United States up and down the Californian coast. And when we were in some giant PvP war in the late game.
That was like my France game when I was completely occupied as France, but I sent my navy round the world. Hurrah.
Oh yeah, yeah, and I had gone to the Californian coast because I was playing Japan.
It's like I was completely
Yeah.
defeated as France, so I moved the entire French population fleet and sent them around the world fighting everyone. Brilliant.
I missed the glory days of Victoria too. Very good.
I do wonder if they plan on making Victoria 3.
Probably at some point they'll probably butcher it, like they have with
Yeah.
the EU and Hearts of Iron.
50 DLCs.
50 DLCs.
But
They'll
50
dumb
is
down
not
game
enough.
mechanics and call it accessibility, but in reality they'll just be dumbing it down. And yeah, I'm completely disillusioned with Paradox at this point. I used to play all the old games. I bought a lot of the old games, and yeah, not interested in paying for DLC at all, and not interested in having dumbed down games. I used to really love the old ones.
What do you mean? It's not even 15 euro. It's just 14.99.
Yeah, it's like $14.99 every
It's a
like
great
3
deal.
months. Every 3 months, forever. You know, so it's an absolute piss take. It really is.
It's quite annoying because all the DLCs for like EU that they've done have like mitigated the awful monarch point system, but like to get the things that make it playable, you have to pay $15.
Then you just
It's
have
like, oh, do you want to focus on this monarch power instead of the other two? Oh, need the $15 DLC. Do you want to disinherit your awful ruler and have your good heir who's gonna die if you don't? Need the $15 DLC.
Yeah.
Do you want
So you just
do
have
you want a
CQ2?
good consort instead of a shitty regency council? Gotta buy the DLC, Manchester.
Yeah. It puts
That's why
me
I
off
played with Shuggy,
so
because he
much.
owns that.
Yeah.
What we should do, we should just like pick someone, give them money, have them buy all of them.
You know you can pirate all of the EU4 DLC.
No, you can't.
Yeah,
It's
I've
on
done it.
Steam.
I've I've pirated it.
Can't do it
used a Steam-
multiplayer though.
Use a Steam hack, use Steam Crack and all that, and you can play it perfectly normal on Steam with all the DLC for free. It's true.
Spudwing is trying to throw you into jail for piracy.
Are you really going to risk your Steam account being banned by hacking?
How many
I
hundreds of
have like
dollars
400
of games
sir.
do you have on there?
Yeah, I never said I did it, I just said it was possible. It is.
Yeah, right.
A friend told me it was possible.
A friend of a friend.
Oh shit, Steam have found me out, I don't have any friends.
You just have the internet police coming to your house.
VAC ban.
I do miss an EU3, like you could be allied with one player, like, and have do like a PvP war against another, and then in the middle of the war, right, you could literally break the alliance, peace out, swap sides to the enemy. Like, you could do cool shit, like proper, like fucking like Renaissance, like Italian wars, Machiavellian diplomacy in that game, because it gave you the freedom to do that, and you just can't do that shit in the EU4.
The combat system has been greatly dumbed down in EU4 as well. Kind of sad, actually.
Has it? I do miss the days of just massing cavalry. 100%
I do miss
cavalry
the days
stacks.
of having cavalry armies,
Full
particularly
cavalry
as
army.
Russia,
I do.
because you could have
I
them for the extra
prefer.
mobility.
I prefer the old manpower system, like BJLT patch or whatever that was, that they started shifting it to the EU4 system. And that whole thing, it's just because they want mercenaries to like be like used, which is just retarded. They should have just gotten rid of fucking mercenaries. Like, seriously, fuck mercenaries.
I think we should have a CK2 game. It will be fun.
CK2 is amazing.
I have a grudge against that game.
Oh, what's
Why?
it?
No, just do. It's
So I
really
tried.
irrational.
It's called Seven Kingdoms mod, which is a Game of Thrones mod, but it's very
You
stripped
mean
down.
the Game of Thrones?
Nope. Seven Kingdoms. It's like a whole other Game of Thrones, and it's just
What the
Westeros.
fuck is that?
So we could do that for multiplayer. It looks like it's like the modder he wrote on this page. He's like, oh, this should be a multiplayer like variant of the Game of Thrones mod. So I'd be up for that.
Yeah, but you can make a multiplayer game on the normal Game of Thrones mod, and there is a mod
It
to make
doesn't
it
work.
Westeros only too.
Crashes. You
Does
tried?
it?
Mhm.
No, I had a multiplayer game with one guy, but I don't know.
You actually got it as a state, did you?
Yeah.
Well done. How do you manage that?
It's got like 30% Japanese. They just migrated now.
Yeah.
Did he get us a state? Oh, Formosa.
Does Russia not have a mic or something?
Of course, Russia's and Michael's Manchester.
He's speaking all the time.
The one complaining about Game of Thrones mod.
Oh.
Well, there, Shaggy. Very nice. Very shrewd.
Is there actually a way to make people assimilate into their culture, like the Koreans assimilate to Japanese? Can you make that
Jesus
happen?
Christ.
On
It's,
the core provinces.
beating Gots on Industry. Holy shit.
I mean, Busan is like 27% Japanese. And it's a Korean clone.
There's no way. You just have to hope that you get immigrants there, and then there is a small chance.
It would be actually nice, forcefully, just doing a culture camp with any country.
You, Italy, catching up. I'm gonna be.
You know, I'm just a lying corpse, a rotting corpse of a country after the war.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
Don't tell him what he wants to be.
You should be a lot better than that, though.
He can be whatever he wants to be. If he wants to be a rotting corpse, let him be a rotting corpse.
Stop mansplaining me.
Oh guys, I discovered something.
War
to
and all wars.
You discovered that, but you still don't discover fascism. Thanks, Manchester.
That's a really early World War and all wars. Usually it doesn't have proc for like 1910 onward.
Brazil is no longer my sphere.
That's World Wars.
Can't let this stand. Oh, look at that fascism.
What's that?
Oh, great! Actually, look at Manchester's divisions. The brigades.
What about them?
That's a lot of brigades.
Yeah, Russia's OP. Who'd have thought?
Never heard of an OP Russia before. Born.
What does the
ideas.
Tsar do? He just has them stand around the entire game.
Why don't you invade someone with those? That would be fun, wouldn't it?
Italian reactionaries are
I can't
not
attack
fascists,
Germany
are
or
they?
Austria because that would be mean.
Germany, you might want to take a look.
I know what happened.
Do you want me to take over them?
I got it. They're just
No.
disillusioned is all.
I'll
Yes.
send up an army.
They'll
I don't know
die.
why these communists are rebelling against my reactionary government.
I can't even see where they've occupied. It feels bad. Good thing the AI knows.
She's the rebel hunting for it.
Go get him. Oh, you. That messed up. Like, honestly, am I that bad? Am I that bad? Could be worse. You could be living somewhere else. Wink, wink. Oh my god. Russia's Russifying Poland. Like it's
Well, that's
34%. It's
that's
34% Russian and Yermiwais. Whatever that is called, it's 34%.
Russians and Poles are the same thing.
The Slavs, they
Yeah, Slavs.
turn into each other eventually. Lithuania getting overran.
It's just
Ukraine.
Poland is completely swarming with Adidas tracksuits now.
Like,
What is it with
those
Slavs and
guys.
those fucking tracksuits?
It's comfy, man. It's comfy. Like
Love those things.
you can never say that jeans are better than a tracksuit pants. It's just
Were
so
those
great
Poles?
to wear them.
Russia, but there's the Polish rebelling.
It was just a small uprising in the army, not a big deal. Nothing to worry
I
about.
hate it when that happens. They just like
Zulu.
spawn and
Can I
die.
take Zulu?
Oh,
I'm taking
my stacks are ruined.
Who's
What is
taking
that, Zulu?
Zulu?
Why does
Spain.
Zulu exist?
Zulu.
Hello?
Why do they exist?
Zulu looks like it's mine, doesn't it?
Did nobody eat them?
Yeah, Portugal did, but they...
Like Joe, have you even tried walking all day in a tracksuit pant?
I haven't actually.
Yeah,
Not in a tracksuit.
and you should. It's so comfy you can even flip out your cock in the pants and no one will see.
Sure, I could.
That is ridiculous.
What is it with Austrians and hiding their troops in the middle of their country? I don't understand it. Never will.
What? Oh wait, there's a hairdryer in the background.
Austria has alliances with Germany and the USA. Sounds like we need to make a coalition, Russia.
Sure.
Bully Austria.
I want to join.
Excuse me.
Well, you could
Nah,
do
USA was for
this
vision.
amount of
USA was for
alliances.
vision, right?
That's a big alliance block. It's a big threat.
The USA is for vision.
It's
Yeah,
always,
no,
always
no,
for
Austria's an
vision. Wink,
official
wink.
ally, you know?
Wink, wink. It's for vision.
I'm landing troops in Croatia now. It's a surprise. I need to know.
No, don't do it.
You know, actually, the previous session.
Yeah, give me another year or two so I can get these tanks out.
The previous game there was Austrian, German, American alliance as well.
Wait, Zulu exists?
Yeah, we were just talking about that.
Yeah, I was wondering.
Us Germans don't know what tanks are yet.
It's a secret alliance, and I just say it's
That's
for
what
vision.
meant. It's a second. It's a good one.
That was the other one.
Yes, Polygon, we need to make a new meme alliance.
Oh, the Mediterranean Alliance.
European Alliance, what?
Yeah. You know, the second John Cena.
Oh, yeah.
The Memetarian Alliance.
The Romance Language Alliance.
How it call it.
I would have joined that one game. You didn't invade, what's his name? Galbert before trying to do that.
Well, it was Shogi that invaded me.
Does anybody else have a coal shortage?
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, what's the deal with that? Is somebody using an exorbitant amount of coal?
Yeah, it's Austria.
Russia. It's fucking Russia. Look
It's
at that industry
Austria.
score, for God's sake.
I don't understand
Why would that
that-
suggest I'm
That's
using
what-
coal, though?
I always hated about Victoria 2 economies that you should be able to use your resources no matter what. If you're a great power, you get whatever you make no matter what.
Yeah, of course you do.
But no, I'm getting siphoned off of.
Yeah, but you will automatically
Yeah,
get
good.
all the coal you produce in the first place.
I don't believe that.
Well, it's true.
Unless I've always just siphoned off of Russia.
You need to
Check your production.
make
There's-
you need to make industries that use them first. You always have first priority on your own resources. So if you're being
I don't
reached
believe
out
this.
of, it's because you're not using them.
I make 3,100 coal, yet I have huge shortages.
Spanish
I have,
power back, boys.
I have a hard time believing that this is just
How much are you using?
a good question. Let us
Going-
see.
Go into production and click on code.
Oh, I'm using 3,100. I'm breaking even. I'm using as much as I have, so yes, I do have a shortage of coal.
Well, everyone is using as much as they have because the number
The
one
Russians-
will be siphoning off.
The Russians are siphoning off all the spare.
Well, Germany's number 6, so it's pretty low in the totem pole.
Mm-hmm.
On my 6.
That's what it says. Number 6.
That's because I don't have any prestige.
Yeah, it's part of it.
I wish you could just like kickstart a fascist revolution.
How is Japan ahead of me? That's ridiculous.
Japan is really, really doing very well.
Not why the people have bigger navies than that does. It's always doing terrible. That's
Well,
as big a navy,
Japan.
it's always.
Japan is
Trouble.
getting 786 from capital ships.
Is that
I
the
should
biggest
build
navy?
dreadnoughts just for the score.
Without the biggest navy, Japan is not scary at all.
Shaanxi clique exists in
Doesn't
China.
matter.
Yeah, I just
Shuggy's
realized as
factories
well.
will produce all the cheap fucking animated. I don't know what exports Japan has. They're just gonna sell it to you. Just anime. They're gonna destroy your native culture and just flood the youth generation with fucking Pokemon and shit.
China has
Just his factory just produced Pokemon plush toys.
I'll gladly buy it.
You know, the Chinese flag is really weird. Like,
Why?
what the fuck is this flag?
It's the same flag they use in Heart of Iron, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
but
the
it's
LGBT
still
flag.
weird. Yeah. I was about to say it's the gay pride flag.
That's like a rainbow, isn't it? Rainbow
Yeah, it's
doesn't-
supposed to like represent each culture has.
What are they? They are anarcho-liberals, right? Yeah.
Gus, why do you have two armies in Austria?
In Austria?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
That's
Don't
because
you?
they took Suez and the brigades that Austria.
They are in Britain. Suez is mine, has always been. Learn your history.
Oh yeah. It's not like I've had it since like the start of the game.
Oh yes, communists, great. Just kill more Italians.
Too late. They already love me.
Well, we'll see how long they love you for
I wish being
when I kick you
communist
out.
wasn't so shitty.
They love me.
They love you for a little while.
They're just listening to your lies. As if you could protect them.
Of course.
Of course.
Why wouldn't they?
Because you're an island.
That sounds pretty nice, actually, being an island.
That doesn't help them at all.
Why wouldn't I help them? I'll support them completely.
Well, support and not letting them get completely occupied with two different things.
Manchester, you're not rattling your saber enough.
I'll be right back.
Come on, Manchester, rattle that saber.
Russia's industry
Boys, I'm 8th in the world. We're fucking
has
good.
grown by 500 since the last time I looked at it.
Sit down, Italy. Sit down. Number 9. Sit down.
Italy's AFK right now.
He fucking knows to be. As if he wasn't.
Well, thank me. I'm the one that destroyed them for you.
Oh my god.
Can you at least put a fucking, like, something over their mouth so they're not trying to escape all the time? Whoever that is you've got in your room.
Excuse me, mate.
Oh, that's what's eating on my coal. Synthetic dye. Disgusting. If the British would share every once in a while.
Share one.
Share your dye. I
My
won't
dye
have
is,
to make synthetic dye.
My dye is being produced all my Indian workers are just slacking at home with their social support.
That's disgusting. How could you let this happen?
It's more because they feel like they need to compete with the Russian coal-made dye prices, so they're like, fuck that shit, we're not gonna work for those prices, and then they don't produce anything at all.
You just let Russia come with factories and then the Indians just work for them. And
Well,
you just skim out the top.
Yep. Well, I mean, right now I'm buying Russia's dye to make my own stuff. If it stops producing dye, my workers will go back and work by themselves, so it doesn't really matter.
You're buying Russia's dye when you can have Indians work it for you.
Well, if I could make them work, I would do it, but they don't want to work.
Get that whip out, man.
I wish you could like force them to go work for militancy, but they just don't want to compete against factory prices.
I probably have the only clipper factory in the world. It's size 1.
You don't
the
need
worst
clippers
state.
though anymore. There's nothing.
Oh, we need clippers, especially in a frigate spam. Probably the only reason it's profitable.
Clippers, yeah. I mean, frigates, yeah.
I'm not even building frigates anymore, I'm spamming dreadnoughts now. Just to
Yeah,
get a
but
little
those
more.
need to be maintained.
Yeah, I have the money for it.
And you're buying, but money and supply are different things. You're buying all my clippers.
Hey, Spain, you got some rebels in your country.
Yeah, I know.
No, I mean, like, you seriously got quite a few rebels in your homeland.
Right.
You also need to actually fund your military.
Funding your military isn't bad either. It also creates a demand for your factory resources.
Well, yeah, but if you go to war and you haven't got that industry in place, I mean, worst comes to worst, you have to buy it from the market. If there's not enough of a market, you're fucked.
Yeah, you need to have everything set up. It's usually really good to just be full maintenance anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see what happens when I go to the
It'll always be full maintenance, because things go bad if you don't go full
massive
maintenance.
economic deficit.
I've got like full spending on everything, and I'm like 28k a day profit, which is a bit much.
Just profiting off the backs of my industry.
I'm profiting off the backs of a lot of industry of my own. There's so much of it.
So what do we have here? Prices for war.
Belgium. The Dutch want freedom.
Well,
They want liberty.
if anyone wants some free prestige, now's the time. It's good to see that the whole world is
Oh,
on
I
my
wanted
side.
to back. I was gonna back the Dutch. Oh, fuck you guys.
So do it.
I'm not fighting
wants to back the
8 of
Dutch?
you.
Do it. You got fear? Fascists, perhaps.
Do it.
I feel like the Keynesian economics and organizational development is very underwhelming.
It is a bit, yeah.
Most mods buff it to like 2 or 3%.
It might be worth doing that, to be honest.
Like
'Cause it is
compared
1900.
compared to say the shift work, it's terrible. Like in an industry
What
line,
makes shift work so good?
just gives you bonuses, RGO output and factory throughput. Compare that to Keynesian economics, which is minus 1% efficiency input rather, and then it just gives you much of prestige if you get it first. Organizational development's a bit better. Usually like 3% with the extras.
Ah, my tanks are in the field. Excellent.
Ooh, thanks.
No, they're not that amazing.
I don't know, they're good with airplanes. They really balance out.
Yeah.
They're just good at attacking.
What happens if I boost the fascist party popularity?
Well, they get elected.
Do they?
I believe they're really
It
bad.
takes a while.
Unless they're a dictatorship. Like ruling the government.
You can have them democratically as well.
So I believe they're very similar to reactionaries.
They are.
They're basically late game reactionaries.
I'll rather have them dictatorship for
But you don't get like all the reform bonuses that they give you, like being able to move them however you want, unless they're a dictatorship.
Yeah, if you have the upper house, you can do what you like.
Unless it's a dictatorship, they don't do anything. They're just reactionaries, I believe.
Effectively, yeah.
Even if that, they might not even roll back reforms. I'm not even sure. But they're pretty useless as a party without being a dictatorship.
I disagree. They're good
Besides
for
the bonuses.
reactionary style